Welcome back, YouTube, for yet another video. So today we're doing something different. Okay, I know that you guys have seen the Resident Evil 9 teaser, and wow, it got over 1,000 views. I appreciate everything, right? I appreciate every one of y'all who supported on Resident Evil, especially who are the Resident Evil fans. Okay, now we're here to review yet another one. Right, I know that we just received. I just did the Resident Evil 9 review. You know what I'm saying? What should they add and this and not? Okay, today we're seeing the Resident Evil 5 remake, which they say that they're gonna do. Right? I mean, most of y'all as Resident Evil fans know that the Resident Evil 5 should have a remake as well, after we just saw the Resident Evil 4 remake that I just played on live stream. Now if you guys haven't seen it, it's on my channel. Now we're right here, right? And we already know who this YouTuber is, so without further ado, I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe if you're new and turn on that bell notification on. And if you guys like see more about the reviews, what's gonna happen, don't know, man, reactions, you know what I'm saying? Well, your boy is here, you know what I'm saying? The Iconic is here with another video. Now, today, we're gonna see the Resident Evil 5 remake, which is gonna be huge. This is him. Alright, so we're gonna hear what he's gonna say. Alright, let's see what a few words is gonna be. I know it's gonna be short, but hey, at least it's worth it to see what are the big facts about the game of Resident Evil 5. I mean, if Resident Evil 2, 4 could have a remake, you know, because then Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6 should also have a remake. I mean, plus that they're already working to develop the Resident Evil 9, why not work with the Resident Evil 5 remake and the Resident Evil 6 remake? That would be good for the company of Capcom. Now, I'm not gonna lie, but as God is my witness, if Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6 has the good graphics, good picture frames, good everything, just like Resident Evil 4 remake, then this company is forever the best, literally, because then the company will go up, not down, especially because of what this guy is gonna say and explain. So we're gonna see what he's got to say on his part.
The RE5 remake is going to be huge, and I couldn't be any more excited.
Huh?
Today, I want to talk about the anticipated RE5 remake, including a potential release date, official news from Capcom themselves, and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Sit back, relax. Remember to stay hydrated and drink some water today. Drop a like if you are excited for the next Resident Evil remake, and let's dive straight into this. Also, for those who don't know yet, I now have a Twitch channel where I stream random games. I'll be sure to drop the link in the description. So really, when it comes to the RE5 remake, there are two sides, well, really three sides to this. There's people who want an RE5 remake. There's people who, well, you know, don't want an...
For those people who are the Resident Evil fans, look, you might disagree or agree with me, or even agree with this YouTuber who just did this, right? I think this was like 5 months ago, okay, that he just did this. Look, man, I believe all Resident Evils should have a remake. If Resident Evil 2 is as good for that remake that they just did, which was pretty good, and Resident Evil 4 remake that was pretty good, why not do Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6? I don't know why, like, Resident Evil fans, some of y'all don't like it to be remade. If you think about it, all the quality of the game, right? It would change, and it would be as similar to Resident Evil 4. As similar to Resident Evil 4.
5 remake,
All the
and then there
qualities.
are the developers, the people at the end of the day who are the ones that pull the trigger. So IGN just wrote this article a few days ago, and IGN actually got a chance to interview the director of the RE4 remake. All right, so the article says, after the success of the Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 remakes, Capcom has confirmed plans to continue the trend, although stopped short of announcing which Resident Evil game is next in line for the remake treatment.
Okay, so for this part, right, where he was saying, after success for the Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 of the remakes, so far, 2, 3, and 4 with the remakes, if they're good as the 2 and the 4 and the 3 remakes, if they are good as the remake of Resident Evil 4, then Capcom is okay. They could plan the trend. They could continue the trend. As it says right here, they plan to continue the trend, then continue it because it's going so well with you guys. Capcom, if you guys are looking at this video, you guys are doing well. As you are developing Resident Evil 9, right? I'm giving you ideas. As long as every remake that you do includes with a different type of health potion, meaning we don't not, especially if people agree with me, we do not want any more science bottles. We want Call of Duty injections type of health injections. Meaning like if it was steroids or something. Just insert in the arm and they're good with health. Okay? But back as what I'm saying. These are ideas that I'm just giving you, Capcom. If you're watching this video, I'm just saying. I'm giving you ideas. You know, and I'll be honored. You know what I'm saying? To give y'all ideas. Give y'all stuff to think about for Resident Evil and for the future, right? This is for all the Resident Evil fans out there, especially for growing up the community of horror, or the community of the horror society, right? We need more Resident Evil, okay? There better be a continuation after Resident Evil 9, then 10, then 11, then 12, okay? Because these are becoming like chapters. These are becoming like chapters of a book. If you think about it. Like each book is going to be Resident Evil, right? One book will be Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, 4, and on, right? But this is good. This is good that they're announcing this. So you better not stop with the remakes. Y'all better make it good as Resident Evil 2 and 4. I haven't played Resident Evil 3 remake. I don't know. But I got to check that out. You know what I'm saying?
Short of announcing which Resident Evil game is next in line for the remake treatment. Basically saying we don't know exactly what the next remake is going to be. But it says right here that when IGN asked Capcom if they wanted to keep making Resident Evil remakes, the RE4 remake director straight up just said yes.
Of course say yes. Of course say yes. You have to say yes. Everybody, every Resident Evil fan, they will agree to all the remakes that you do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even 6. Resident Evil 7 and 8, I don't think you need a remake. I mean, the only thing is like, yet again, if you guys are gonna do a remake for Resident Evil 7 and 8, I would say instead of like combining the potions or whatever they're doing, put some health injections, brothers. Like literally, bro. Why do you think I'm doing this video for? For all the Resident Evil fans to see and to know that, and to agree that the health type of combinations has to change. We are in freaking 2020. We're about to, like, we're literally in 2023. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff. No, wait, are we in 20? Freaking hell, are we in 20? Shoot, am I stupid? Wait, hold on. Bruh, I am stupid. No, we're in year 2024. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said 23. We're in the year of 2024 already. Alright, GTA 6 is already coming out with good graphics and everything. For like, basically, PS5, Xbox X Series, and possibly PC. Who knows? But, like, come on, Capcom, come on.
Yes!
But that's not the crazy part. I mean, come on, let's be real. We all knew that more remakes are coming. Now, this concerns me because going back to the RE5 remake, I do believe that that will be the next remake. But when it comes to RE5, we have to take a step back and look at the RE4 remake. If every single one of you, including myself, go back and replay that game right now, you will see that there are a lot of mechanics in that game that just clear as day set up an RE5 remake. You have Wesker being a much bigger part in the story, including the Separate Ways DLC. I mean, Wesker finally gets out of his chair.
By the way, if you guys want me to play the DLC, because I didn't play the DLC, I did do the final part of the Resident Evil 4, which is on the live category of my YouTube channel. If you guys haven't checked that out, go check it out. But that was the final part. I didn't do the DLC. If you guys want me to do the DLC, comment down below or leave a like on this video, and we'll see. By the good amount of likes on the video, I will do the DLC maybe tomorrow, because it's Memorial Day for those of you who lives around the SoCal or downtown LA. And yeah,
it actually makes an appearance. You have all of those end credit teases where Wesker's like looking at a giant computer screen.
Spoilers. It's spoilers to the Resident Evil 5 remake. Okay, this is gonna be huge for Capcom. Think about it. If Capcom do the Resident Evil 5 remake exactly with the good quality, everything that was good on what they did, which was a sexy quality for Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4, and they do it the same quality to Resident Evil 5 remake and Resident Evil 6 remake, oh my god, all the Resident Evil fans will be so hyped, so excited that this game was sold out. It will be sold out. I'm telling you. I'm giving you the ideas, Capcom.
Apparently, you can see Excella in the picture. I mean, there's so many hints that RE5 has a high chance of being the very next remake. And I think the biggest thing out of all of that is the co-op feature. See, the co-op mechanic in the RE4 remake wasn't the best, but let's be real, it was pretty well executed. Hold up, Rapid Crafter. Let me stop you right there. So while I was editing this video that you guys are watching, I just realized something big. Very recently, I posted this tweet on Twitter, and I basically asked people if there was anybody else that was expecting RE5 to be the next remake, and a lot of people in the comments were disagreeing with me. People were saying, no, I'm confident that Code Veronica will be next, but then a light bulb appeared above my head, and I just realized in Capcom's last Resident Evil multiplayer game, Resident Evil Reverse, they literally have Jill's RE5 outfit in that game, as well as Chris's RE5 outfit. So I'm just saying, I feel like this adds fuel to the fire that RE5 will be the next remake. I hope I'm wrong because Code Veronica deserves it, but I'm just saying.
Look, bro, if you want me to agree, I would say both. Why not do both? I mean, Capcom, you guys are right now. You guys are like in the top 5 companies right now. All right, Rockstar is gonna be the first because of the GTA 6. Probably you guys are gonna be the second, and the third will be like around on the Assassin's Creed, and then and so on and so on. But honestly, you guys are doing so good with the remakes. Like, he's right. I mean, when I was playing Resident Evil 4, I was like, whoa, these qualities right now, they're very good. The graphics is good. Everything was good with that remake. Now, if you apply that to the Resident Evil 5, it was going to be a little bit much more better than how it was, because I know it was an old game. I mean, mainly nobody is going to agree to this part that why Resident Evil 5 and not Veronica X. You know what I'm saying? And I understand. You know what I'm saying? But like, my thinking is not, why not both? You know what I'm saying? Because it's better if you just remake everything. I mean, look at Last of Us, for an example. They did the first one and the second part of Last of Us. And what now? They're doing the remakes, but for PS5. You know what I'm saying? Except for the first one of the remake. The first one, they did the remake for the PS4 and PS5, which is a plus, right? But then on the second part, they decided to do it for freaking PS5, which that did pull off a little bit from that company of the Naughty Dogs, you know what I'm saying? Except for the Uncharted, you know. But
Don't be surprised. But between Capcom setting up these new mechanics in the RE4 remake that we've never seen before in any other Resident Evil game, and on top of that, story-wise, they set up Wesker to be the next big bad of the series. But then we run into this issue where a lot of people feel like Code Veronica should be the next remake. And not just because it deserves one over RE5, which I do agree, but think about the new Resident Evil fans who have no idea who Wesker is. They're playing through the RE4 remake and they're like, huh? But more on that in a little bit. So the director then says, what game will we remake in the future is something that we would like to announce in the future, so please look forward.
So basically what the Capcom is saying right now is that the game that they will be remaking in the future is something that it will surprise us. So what they're telling us is that, okay, we should be patient, right, with Resident Evil 5, 6, you know, and so on and forth. I hope they don't change any remake for 7 and 8. Because if that is, they're going to give it for the PS5 category, not for the PS4 either. So think about that. You know what I'm saying? So mainly like, if they're going to remake the Resident Evil 7 and 8 and 9, because think about it. Resident Evil 9, right, is going to come out, or mainly is going to be developed during that time, or maybe, I don't know, but totally is going to come out later this year. All right, Resident Evil 9. So we can't hope for that. We got to wait for Resident Evil 9 and to see if that after Resident Evil 9 there's going to be a remake, which is going to be like a huge thing, but who knows.
Do it. When it comes to most large AAA studios, they never just make one game at a time. They usually have multiple projects in development. And especially when it comes to Capcom, I mean, they have multiple Resident Evil games in development as well as their other series.
That would be a cool skin. I mean, a cool logo for Resident Evil 5. Honestly, if they're going to do the remake, this would be it should be just like the continuation from the Resident Evil 4 remake, that this should be the Resident Evil 5 remake. Because the DOC is just like the little teasers to what is coming up next as a villain. So I feel like Resident Evil 5 for that teaser is going to be good for this logo.
But the point that I'm trying to prove is that there are multiple projects in development at Capcom. So when the director sits here and says, oh yeah, we'll announce the next remake sometime in the future, I'm pretty sure their next remake is already in development. Please bear with me, because I know a lot of you guys agree with me on this. I would much prefer a Code Veronica remake. And not just because I'm riding the hype train.
Well, why not both?
That game sincerely deserves a remake much more than RE5. Not only does RE5...
Because then it won't be fair. If you're just gonna choose from one, it should be both. Okay? Because if you do both, imagine Capcom. If you guys do both Veronica remake and this one, you guys are gonna go huge with the company. Alright? Huge. Alright? Which is gonna be a good thing. Huge.
Hold up really well. RE5 has some of the best co-op mechanics I've ever seen in any action game. So let's talk about a potential release date. Now, if you've seen my last video where I talked about...
Yeah, y'all also... Hey, come on, y'all. He's telling y'all too. If you guys seen my Resident Evil 9 theories, alright, and my review, and the facts, and what they should add for Resident Evil 9, go check that, because that's in the video that it's in the channel. Y'all already know. For those of you who are subscribed, to turn on that bell notification and like all my videos. Y'all already know. Just saying.
Some Resident Evil 9 rumors. There's a rumor floating around that Resident Evil
Apocalypse. That's Resident Evil 10. That's Resident Evil 10. Right there. That's Resident Evil 10. Okay? That's it. Because it has like X right there. That's those are Roman numerals right there. Those are Roman numerals. 1 is the long one, and then, wait, pause. 1 and then the X, which is 10. This is Resident Evil 10, Apocalypse. Oh my god, bro. Capcom, you guys are going huge. For all the Resident Evil fans, you guys better be hyped for what's coming for these next 2 years. Honestly. The Resident Evil fans better go up. I'm talking because, like literally, like, we got all the remakes. Well, hopefully there will be remakes, because if they're gonna do it for 5, it's gonna be 6, 7, and 8, right? And then 9, and then 10. Oh, this is great news, man. Capcom, Hit me up if you're seeing this video, Capcom. I have ideas. Just saying. It might be good for your video games. If not, then might as well not sponsor me or anything. Just saying.
9 is releasing in 2025. So assuming that
He just gave us the date. What did I say? I said wait for 2 more years. Okay, look, this is great news because I just predicted that there were gonna be Resident Evil 10, which is the apocalypse, and then 11, and then 12. Or maybe that's it. Who knows? Who knows? Oh my goodness, bro. This
the
is good
case,
news.
which I do actually believe it, then I don't think we're getting an RE5 remake at least until 2027. Think about it, right?
Nah. Then that's false. Because if you guys are gonna do the remake for, oh wait, no. That kind of makes sense though. Because honestly, like to make all the games for Resident Evil will take days or hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. For them to work on the Resident Evil 2, 4, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8, right? It gotta take them years and time, you know what I'm saying? So that's understandable, right? Yeah, maybe on the year of 2023, I mean, 2023, I'm sorry, 2027, like what this guy is saying, it might be the remake for the Resident Evil 5. So that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. But it would be better if it were a little bit earlier, like around 2025. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with the Resident Evil apocalypse after that. Then they could start doing with the remake. You know what I'm saying? Because why wait like literally 3 more years? You know, we don't need 3 more years to wait. You know, us as Resident Evil fans, we need a little bit more, even though we do need patience. We just need a little bit more closer. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't make it short. Don't make it short, but like, you know, so and so. You know, but these are good news, because that means that right now, like right now at this moment, Resident Evil, right, the company Capcom, they're doing a Sony Sony showcase this summer about the Resident Evil. So this is good. If Resident Evil comes out this later year, that means next year, right? They're working for the Resident Evil apocalypse, which is Resident Evil 10, which is good news.
Let's say Resident Evil 9 does release in 2025. If that game sells really well, Capcom is no doubt gonna release DLC for RE9.
I mean, he ain't wrong. You know, Capcom will go big, but not on 2025. I mean, okay, maybe 2025, right? Maybe. But then what will happen with Resident Evil 10? The apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like then that one will be pushed back more into the year. So meaning like 2 more years? That wouldn't make sense. So I feel like it's gonna be this year.
And that DLC probably won't release until the next year, which would be 2026. And then they could reveal the RE5 remake in 2026 and then release it in 2027.
There you go. Now we got some clarifications now. Alright? He's been saying that for the Resident Evil 10, right, if it does the DLC, then okay, yes, they will work on that. But then that means that will be the final Resident Evil. There won't be 11 or 12. That means that after Resident Evil 10 DLC, that's where the remake starts for the Resident Evil 5, and then 6, and then 7, and then 8, which is good. Alright? I'm not mistaken. If I am, y'all let me know down in the comments.
Though I wanted Code Veronica remake next, just like everybody else, I am not against an RE5 remake. Sure, RE5 holds up really well, but I'm a Resident Evil fan. Of course I'm gonna play an RE5 remake. Are you serious? And depending how well Capcom executes this remake, and if they do make the co-op as fun as the original RE5, yeah, no doubt RE5 remake is gonna be huge. But that's everything that I have to say on the RE5 remake so far. Be sure to comment your thoughts.
We're talking about huge. It's gonna be huge. No doubt. It's gonna be huge. You know? And I feel like Resident Evil, with this, you're gonna be at the same level as freaking Rockstar right now. I'm just saying because it's true. It's true. You know, Capcom, you guys are going up. You guys are going up. You have so many surprises waiting for us, and that's good. That's good. Well, we see what's gonna happen for the Sony showcase later this summer. It's gonna be like on June or July if I'm not wrong. But y'all let me know. You know what I'm saying down in the comments. Like the video if you guys do. Subscribe if you guys are new and turn on that bell notification on if you haven't. And until later on tonight, where I will either, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a poll where you guys decide what game I should play. Anyways, without further ado, your boy is out. Thank you for all the love and the support out there. Until next time.